Stop financing terrorism. Join Terror-Free Energy Coalition. Visit www.terrorfreeoil.org.
And they're monitoring our people to try to prevent the one person from coming up with the one idea. And the one idea is how we are going to exterminate white people, because that, in my estimation, is the only conclusion I have come to. We have to exterminate white people off of the face of the planet to solve this problem.
And last night we brought you the story of former North Carolina State University professor Kamau Kambon, who made those comments at a forum on media coverage of Hurricane Katrina last year. It has caused so much outrage that we thought we'd try and bring you a closer look tonight. Joining us now from the new Black Panther Party is Minister Hashim Nzinga is with us. You going to support this?
I'm going to say this. It's a shame that you go back to 2005 and pull up our professor and these words and then bring on the grandson of slaves and ask me, am I going to support this?
Are you?
I feel that you should have played that this man was a professor at 2 colleges. In 1999, he got a Citizen of the Year award.
I don't want his resume. I don't care about his resume. He just talked about exterminating. The only conclusion I can draw is that we need to exterminate white people. I ask you a simple yes or no question. Do you support this garbage, yes or no?
Well, here I am on your show right now. You set me up for extermination. You always bring us on for the FBI profile for later we can be exterminated. White people set people up for exterminating and carry it out.
Mr. Nzinga, this is a very simple question. I'm sure you can understand.
No, it's not a simple question. We got to ask ourselves, why would a professor at North Carolina State, why would a man who delivers his own children, why would a man that's married to the president of black psychologists come out and make a statement like this against you? You got to ask yourself this question. You got to ask yourself seriously, why would a professor use this language?
Why we ponder the intellectual curiosity of the professor, I have a very simple question for you, and I'd like an answer. Our audience would like an answer. He's talking about exterminating. That means murdering and killing white people.
Okay, we would like an answer from your audience. Why did the young man get shot 50 times and exterminated in New York, and Attorney Mengistu Haile and the new Black Panther Party has to go to New York on Sunday to do rallies in the streets? I mean, in Atlanta, an 88-year-old sister and queen of ours have been killed.
I know, we're not talking about that today. Look, I can only suppose
we're talking about extermination of people.
I can only suppose that you, by your inability to even take as simple and basic a stand, that extermination, talking about racial extermination being wrong, is that you support him. So the real question our audience has to ask is, it's kind of scary.
No, what we got to ask
these really twisted views as you do.
What your audience has to ask, your white audience has to ask, is what makes a professor talk like this before the world?
What do you think makes him do that? What do you think does?
What makes him do this? Because when you study
exterminating white people,
when you study the British, they tried to exterminate every black person on earth.
So that this is payback.
When you study,
was that wrong? If that
was that Hitler, Hitler tried to exterminate people.
Wait a minute.
When you go to the people who really carry these duties out, is always a person of your color.
Yeah, you're having a hard time having a conversation here.
I'm not having a hard time.
This is very simple. If
we're talking about white people go around the world exterminating people, black people just talk about it. That's what we're talking about.
If extermination is wrong, then when we have people talk about it...
Well, why don't you denounce it? Why don't you denounce Sean Bell's killing?
I'll do it. Extermination is wrong. It's morally wrong. What this professor said is morally wrong. Will you say the same thing?
I won't say it. I will study it. And I will come to the conclusion that after he study you, exterminating and helping exterminate people all over the world...
Hold on, Mr. Nzinga. Even I don't want to exterminate Hannity. But let me ask you this. You know he's no longer a professor in the first place. He's not teaching anymore there. He's a former professor. And you got to wonder why he's a former professor there, not a current professor. Since you refused to answer Sean's question, a very simple question, do you agree with what he said? You've refused to repudiate it. What would you like to see, Mr. Nzinga? Let me finish the question. Happen to white people? You want them exterminated or not? What is your view?
I have to say what Malcolm X said. You can't put a man on a stove or an oven and then get mad at what he says. White people always put black people on the hot seat, then get mad at their comments. This man is a professor. This man has studied the world.
There's nothing to do with what he said.
And evidently he's finding across the world that white people, everywhere they show up, they're exterminating the people there. and dominant everywhere they go.
Isn't this kind of language, when you talk about exterminating any particular race, no matter who says it, no matter what you have on your resume?
No, I'm talking about history and who's really doing exterminating. That's why right now the new Black Panther Party all over the country is in the streets because black men are being shot down by police departments.
That's a red herring. We're not talking about that. We're not denying that that's the case.
Are y'all fighting out against Sean Bell killing?
You keep changing the subject. Are you fighting out against the 88-year grandmother of ours that was killed in Atlanta?
The 14 people in my county, DeKalb County, being shot down by police. We're being exterminated. This is just talk he's doing, but your government is supporting extermination of the black race.
States? Are you a United States citizen?
Sir?
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes, I am.
So it's your government too, whether you like it or not.
It's not my government because I can't control the government of the United States. Nobody can control George Bush.
All right, you're way off topic here. It's a very simple premise that we brought you on to discuss.
Well, you bring me on to set us up for something later.
Well, you didn't have to come on, sir. You agreed to our invitation to come on to talk about
people.
this.
My people need to worry about being exterminated because that's a reality in the black America.
You knew why you were coming on our show.
Black America being exterminated is a reality.
You're coming on with your own agenda.
What you're doing is sensationalism, but we're going to funerals.
Sir, you had an opportunity to come on the show to address this. It was a very simple issue. You're coming on with your own agenda. If you didn't feel that you were going to get a proper hearing...
You're bringing me on with your agenda, and I'm coming on to support the salvation and leadership of Malik Zulu Shabazz. And we're right now trying to keep black people all around the country from being exterminated by your police department.
And when you talk about extermination of any race, that's bigotry. It's pure, simple bigotry.
Stop financing terrorism. Join Terror-Free Energy Coalition. Visit www.terrorfreeoil.org.